Hello Libras and welcome to Deku Tarot. I'm going to be doing your weekly tarot reading for February 11th through the 17th of 2019. We're going to use my Gustav Klimt's deck here to check out your general weekly energy as well as your general reading for the week. Then we'll switch it over to a different deck for your love reading for the week, and then we'll finish it off with a couple of oracle cards. Okay guys? Alrighty. So if you are a subscriber and you want to book a love reading this month, you can take $6 off. And you can check out all the information right below this video in my description box about how to book a reading with me. So yeah, if you're a subscriber, $6 off all love readings in February. Check out your monthly readings for February 2019. Those are up for your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. And be sure to check out your 2019 yearly at some point. There's a lot of important messages that'll be resonating throughout the whole year and be very relevant to what you're going through. It might actually help you with the transformations in your overall year. So go check that out as well. All right, Libras, let's pull one card for your general energy. This reading will not resonate with every single one of you, and that's okay. It's important to remember that we are not just our sun sign. All right, Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What is your general energy for February 11th through the 17th of 2019? I feel very focused. I'm getting a really focused energy here. It's like very hyper focused. And of course the Knight of Pentacles pops out as I'm feeling that way. So Knight of Pentacles is a very, he's very work focused. He's very diligent. He gets the job done. He's not the most interesting and exciting and passionate of, the knights here, but in my opinion, he's the best because he will get the job done. He will show up. He has something to offer here. And, it will build into something that, you can, get to the point of the King or Queen of Pentacles. So again, this Pentacle has something to offer in terms of long-term stability, money, finances, whatever idea you might be focused on right now, or whatever path you're focused on right now, it is working. For some of you, I'm getting that it could be a health situation. You could be, just working out a lot more, trying to get to a certain point, trying to get healthy again, and it's like you guys are hyper-focused, you're doing really well, you're feeling really well about it this week. Also, if this is a work situation, again, we're putting in the time here. We might have an idea of our own or maybe a project that we're working on the side. But again, there's a very Virgo energy to this of, getting the job done. You might have a lot of lists, a lot of tasks, a lot of, once I get to this point, you have a lot of goals that you're completing, that you're setting up for yourself for the future and for now. So this is a really nice energy. Again, like I said, I closed my eyes and I just felt hyper-focused from you guys. Let me get some coffee. And while I shuffled the cards for your general weekly reading, we're going to do a little astrological tidbit, because this is the last month of Aries being, of Uranus being in Aries, and it will move into Taurus for the next 7 years on March 6th. It's going to be some really big energy, okay? So this week we may finally reach a boiling point with any tension that has been building in terms of adjusting and adapting our infrastructures to integrate a more encompassing vision. We've had this tension building over the first few weeks of February, as unpredictable Uranus moves through the last degree of Aries before making its 7-year transit in Taurus on March 6th. So Uranus in the last degree of Aries has been closing in on a conjunction with Mars that will be perfected between the 11th and 13th, which is the first few days of this week. So we can expect unpredictable, surprising news, surprising revelations and knowledge to come in, okay? Do not be afraid to go where you have never gone before, to do what you may have feared to do in the past. Be a brave, courageous individual, and do not combat whatever is coming in with any type of selfish, headstrong, or hostile energy and attitudes. Do not block what is coming in at this time. You might have had something come in even around that Leo full moon, Aquarius, that whole thing on it was like the 0 degree Aquarius, 0 degree Leo with that super moon eclipse on January 20th to 21st. Again, that's going to bring up revelations for the next 6 months. So if you're still getting revelations, you're still getting big ideas, big feelings, big understandings of things coming in here, don't block them. All right, Libras, let's see what's coming in for you this week. Libras, Libras, Libras. What's coming in for my Libras in their general lives, career? General lives for my Libras this week. Getting Queen of Pentacles. General lives for my Libras this week. Knave of Wands. My Libras. What's coming in for my Libras February 11th through the 17th. What is this one want to come out? Okay, that's why it wanted to come out. I was like, I was going to pull another one out, and this one was like, forced its way in. I don't like to ignore the cards that force themselves in. Oops, Seven of Wands. I believe Virgo got that as well. So check out the Virgo reading. Oh my gosh, also this one popped out. So yeah, you guys have a very, I just feeling like you guys have a lot of energy that you're putting towards different things this week. You have a lot of energy and you're like just directing it this way, this way, this way, and almost very aggressive. All right, so let's check out what this lovely Queen of Pentacles here is saying. Let's do some clarifiers, then we'll get into the reading here. Let's clarify. All right, I'm just going to move these to the side a little bit so we have some more room. All right, clarify the Queen of Pentacles for my Libras. Queen of Pentacles and the Knave of Wands. Well, I feel it's only separate clarifiers, so I will pull separate clarifiers for that. Energy of the Queen of Wands here. She doesn't want a clarifier, so I'm not going to use her actually. We're going to move on to the Knave of Wands with if this energy is involved in it. Let it come out here. The Queen of Pentacles to the Knave of Wands. Knave of Wands with the Queen of Pentacles. Okay. Magician reverse. Weird. The Knave of Wands, the Lovers. Clarify the Knave of Wands, the Lovers for my Libras here. Saying for my Libras. It's the very center of your reading here. Three of Cups. And what is this? The Hermit. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Let's continue here. Seven of Wands. Maybe dealing with somebody that's defensive. And it's really weird that this comes up because this is Virgo and this is that defensive attitude. And they came up with a defensive attitude this week. It's just kind of interesting. They came up with the Seven of Wands and feeling very provoked to defend themselves or on edge here. Yeah, okay. So maybe you're seeing something clearly this week here. We're having some type of, again, it feels to me like you guys are having some type of revelation here. You're having some type of information or, you know, that big surprising news or something surprising to come in this week. Kind of feels like with the Lovers. Something is coming together. So, the Queen of Pentacles here at the beginning of the week, again, to me, is saying that if you don't have a Capricorn, a Taurus, or an Earth sign that you might be directly dealing with, that could be even, that you might just be having, I'm feeling like this person, I don't feel like this has as much to deal with them, honestly, unless you're feeling like you're being manipulated by an Earth sign, in terms of starting something new. You could be feeling very frustrated in that kind of sense. However, I'm feeling like this person might be trying to turn over a new leaf. If this is a person, like a friend or a workmate or something like that, that has been giving you trouble, giving you grief, maybe putting too much on your back and being like, oh, Libra, do this. Oh, Libra, do this. Oh, actually, I need you to do this or something like that. And you're like, oh my God, I don't want to do this anymore. This is too much work here. I'm getting kind of pissed off. I'm getting kind of frustrated. The Magician reverse is, again, I don't like the Magician reverse. To me, that's somebody that is kind of sneaky, somebody that says they're one person and they're actually another, you know. There's bad judgment that is going on here around the energy with, you know, the Magician in reverse. That person is usually using their power to any type of destructive ends, so for manipulation, for getting their own way. So watch out for that at the beginning of the week. It could be an earth or a fire sign. Somebody that's acting maybe a little bit immature might have an idea that they're like, oh, let's do this, or I want to do this, or they're saying something very fiery, but you know deep down that they might not have the best intentions, or they might not be able to stand up to the plate the way that they're saying they are. So there's kind of like a frivolous attitude to that. However, if it's not that type of situation, I just feel like, again, we're very focused on a goal this week, and we're trying to manifest it and bring it into reality and really work hard on it. We might be realizing that whatever, with this Magician reverse, watch for, you know, doing things to, you know, being so obsessive, oh my God, if it's about a work or like, you know, a working out situation, a losing weight situation, I don't know, and that's kind of the energy that I get here. It's either you're trying to manifest some type of work situation or a health situation moving forward here, and you might not have the best intentions behind it. Maybe you're just trying to make money to do this one thing, or you're just trying to lose weight so that you look, you know, sexy and you're fine. or, you know, even if you're a guy, you're just like, I want to go and like get jacked and all this stuff, and it's like Libra. But do you like really need to this week? Do we need to be aggressive about it? Do we need to be so hyper focused on it that we're ignoring other aspects of our life here and becoming maybe a little bit on edge, a little bit defensive about what we're choosing to do? So watch out for defensiveness as well this week, because the Seven of Wands, the Hermit, to me is showing that, you know, there's a defensive attitude, a feeling that we need to protect ourselves, you know, protect our boundaries here, that if anyone says something wrong, or even like a little bit like, you know, that could be construed as, you know, not 100% with us. You know, if you're not with us, you're against us, is the kind of energy that you're taking this as this week here. Anyways, let's move on here with this energy right here, because the Knave of Wands, for me, the Knave of Wands, you know, the Page of Wands is a beginning. He has that beginning starter energy, something, maybe a new idea, a new, again, that could be news coming in, some type of information maybe from an earth sign. And if they didn't show up as strong in the past, you might be celebrating this new beginning, but you might also be afraid to step into this. Somebody might come in with an offer this week that you kind of have to feel like, you have to second guess. You want to celebrate it, but you're being asked to second guess it because, I don't know, it kind of feels like you guys feel like you have to second guess it. Not like you're like, oh, I'm going to jump into this without thinking. It kind of feels like you're like, wait a second, I need to think about this. While everybody else is celebrating and it's like, oh, that's a great idea, why don't you do it? And why don't you jump in on this project here? And you're like, I don't know. I'm going to think about it because, I don't know here. I'm kind of getting some clarity on the situation. But it does feel like whatever decision you come to by the end of the week, you will see it clearly. Because the King of Swords is here. You're showing up in your own reading. Anytime the king or the queen of your suit shows up in the reading, it's like you're showing up very, very strongly. You're showing up clear-minded, clear-headed. He is upright, especially with the Ace of Swords. There is clarity. There's a definite sense of clarity by the end of the week. Interesting. I'm feeling like what this is saying here, though, is when this offer comes into you, maybe it'd be best to go within instead of being defensive. Because your first reaction is going to be like, nope, I'm cutting this off. I'm going to be cold. I'm going to cut this person, this whole situation off. I'm not accepting this, or I'm not going to do this. You're making a very clear, sound judgment there. And you might be being, again, very defensive about it because you don't want to see what it is. Or for some reason, you're being very much like closed-minded about whatever is coming in this week. We're feeling very closed-minded about it. We're feeling like, why would I do this? Why would I accept this? Even though it's such an interesting, like, weird, confusing feeling here, honestly. I'm going to pull another clarifier about this because this is really interesting to me. What else I need to know about this? That whatever's coming into them this week, what it really has to offer them and how they should react. You definitely feel confused about it. It's like, because these are very opposing feelings. However, Virgo got them as well, and it's a very Virgo-minded of, you know, I don't want to change things up. I need to fight this because if I change things up right now, it could bring in, you know, something that I don't want. It could bring in failure. It could bring in this. I'm not ready for it. I have to think about it more. I have to do this. This is messing with my schedule, almost. Like, don't mess with my schedule. Don't mess with my list type of energy. Why are you messing with my life? Why are you trying to bring something else in? It's kind of like all of those feelings wrapped up here. So what should you do? What is best for my Libras to do when this comes in? What does this bring them? What does this bring them? What is this actually bringing them if they decide to listen, to accept, to open themselves up to this opportunity or knowledge here? And we're getting, yeah, the Knight of Chalices. So in my opinion here, guys, don't be closed-minded about this. Don't be closed off here. Make a decision to... If this is somebody that came in the past and, like, offered you something that was not, you know, offered you snake oil. This is, you know, when I see the Magician reverse, that's the snake oil salesman. Somebody that's offering you something that is not real, that is not, you know, what they say it is. You know, it's a shady car salesman type of energy here. You know, they're showing up as one thing, but what they're really selling and talking about is not that. They're pretending to be somebody that they're not to get you in on the project or in on the sale here. That was the past, though. When I see this, you know, I just feel like this is not the same energy, not the same situation when they're coming around this time. For me, this is somebody probably that you know, or a situation that you know of that you've been like, oh, I don't want to deal with this again. But this is, what this actually has to offer you is the Knight of Chalices. Something beautiful, something that almost seems very illusory. It's up to you whether you decide if this is going to turn into something more or not. Because again, sometimes the Knight of Chalices being who he is very, you know, that Piscean energy of, wouldn't it be great to do this? Or it's very dreamy, very eccentric, very much like, you know, up in, like, pie in the sky type of energy here. So again, if you want to do it, you can, but it does seem like you guys are going to have a very clear-mindedness, or, you know, you're going to come to a decision about it by the end of the week, whether it's to do it or not. I can't tell. It's going to be different for a lot of you, I think. But the Hermit is saying, when you start to feel defensive, when you start to feel like you're lashing out at people about the situation, about the feelings involved with it, you know, take a step back. Take a step back and think about it, because this is a decisive challenge here that's coming in here. You might have some profitable alliances that are trying to come back in, and what we really need to do is have the moral strength to deal with it instead of, you know, attacking something. Because for me, whenever I see the Seven of Wands, it's very much an attacking, you know, oh, why did you say that? You know, you probably meant this or something like that. And then the other person kind of steps back, puts their hands up, and it's like, I didn't mean it that way. Relax. Like, no need to be so defensive. So my advice for you is to go into hermit mode for a second. You know, a lot of people, especially a lot of friends in your life, might have a lot to say about this, or again, this might have to do with your group of friends, and you might need to take a step back out of everything, out of your relationships, your friends, you know, the work situation. Go for a walk by yourself, take an afternoon to yourself, and think about it. You know, spend some time meditating about it. This is looking within on your own and not listening to anything else that everybody else has to say, but by going within, you will find the clarity. Not listening to other people, not being defensive, not listening to your friends and all this, which is, you know, they're seeming supportive of it, and this does seem like it's an amazing opportunity considering the Lovers is in the middle of your reading. But you have to decide whether this opportunity is for you, and only you can decide that by going within. Okay? So if you're feeling conflicted about something that's coming in and everyone else is really excited about it, take your own time with it, is what I would say. Alright, so let's see what's coming in for love for you guys. Love and relationships for my Libras. And guys, I did do a pick a card love reading for what's coming in for you for February, so check that out as well. And check out your love readings in your monthlies for February. There's a lot of big love messages. Considering February is known to be the month of love, maybe it's because of Hallmark, but whatever, I guess. It's still become the month of love. Alright, love and relationships for my Libras. I'm using my Hobbit Tarot deck here. I really like using my Hobbit Tarot deck for love, especially this February. I don't know, it's got a very Piscean, very Cancerian, Scorpionic, like that love energy. So I love it. Alright, love and relationships for my Libras this week. What's coming in for their love lives? Four of Swords. Taking a break, taking a rest. Needing some R&R time at the beginning of the week for sure. Coming in terms of love lives for my Libra, their love lives, love and romance. Do Aphrodite for coming in. Thank you, Archangels of Love. So the messages to come through clearly for my Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for their love lives, singles, couples. Ooh, Six of Cups. Love it. One of my favorite cards. This is popping out of the middle of the deck. Five of Cups. Interesting. Eight of Wands, and what is this last one that really wants to come out? Ten of Coins. What an interesting read here. I like it, though. I feel like it's kind of straightforward, honestly. Let's see. Wow. Okay, so this is interesting. I'm just going to move some of these guys up a little bit. There we go. Let's get some clarifiers for the Four of Swords. I mean, actually, I'm just going to do the Six of Cups, the Five of Cups. The Four of Swords. Yeah, I'll do it. Alright, why not? Clarify the Four of Swords, the Six of Cups here. Clarify the messages that are bringing these up in the love lives for my Libras and their love lives. Heart-centric. There it is, Knight of Coins. Again, it's very Knight of Coins week for you. Again, very hyper-focused, very goal-oriented week, I believe, for you guys. And again, it could be that Virgo, we do have a Virgo supermoon, the biggest supermoon of the year, pretty much the day after, the 18th, 19th, depending on where you are in the world of February, is the Virgo supermoon. And that's going to be very much, again, on focus on that long-term goals, what's going to sustain us, what's going to give us that survival in terms of love, in terms of our lives here. What is going to give us that long-term sustainable safety in terms of love, in terms of material. You know, how can we achieve that? These are all questions that could be starting to come up and crop up this week as we move towards that supermoon, and it's going to be really heightened and especially poignant then. All right, so let's see. 5 of Cups, the 8 of Wands for my Virgos. Oh my God, for my Libras. For my Libras. 5 of Cups, the 8 of Wands for my Libras. Verify the 5 of Cups here. 5 of Cups, the 8 of Wands, 5 of Cups. Let's bring up the 5 of Cups in their love lives. Yep, the Wheel of Fortune. We might be moving on from a situation that we were sad about before. 8 of Wands, the 10 of Coins. In terms of their love lives, singles, couples, Page of Coins. This week, it does seem like we're getting over any sort of, you know, issues that we've had here. Because the 5 of Cups is, it feels to me like we can't find a way in. We can't find a way to connect. And that's at the very center of your reading there. Okay? That's the very center of your reading. So interesting here. Interesting. Sorry, I don't know what I was trying to do there. I was trying to like figure out a better way to look at these because these are kind of thick cards. They're pretty big. But let's see. So yeah. The 4 of Swords, the 6 of Cups, the 5 of Cups. You know, this is all some big energy here. Beginning of the week again, we're taking some time out here. This is seeming like a rest. So again, we might not be feeling, again, it's not like it's like you're not feeling super connected, you're not really involved in your relationship, but it's just needing to take some time for yourself, needing to take a break, needing to rest here. So again, if you're in a relationship, it's needing to take a rest here at the beginning of the week. And if you're single, it does feel like we might be being offered the relationship here that we've been looking for. We might have somebody coming back in, possibly a fire sign, a King of Wands, possibly a Leo, a Sagittarius, or an Aries. Doesn't have to be any of those signs. Could also, again, sometimes I see the King of Wands as a very fiery Scorpio, or again, somebody who just has fire in their chart, somebody that shows up very attractively, you know, very much like your dream guy, your dream person here, or girl, or whatever. This person's very attractive. They're very magnetic. A lot of people are interested in them. A lot of people are listening. They're very popular. They're kind of like, whoa, I can't believe this person is interested in me. They're very, you know, they command authority, you know. They're kind of like the head of a group here. They're very popular is kind of the energy that I'm getting here. So again, some of us here might be moving forward in terms of that, or might be seeing, that person might be coming in after a break here. Maybe after we go in and rest here, we're finding that things are moving easier with somebody. There's an easier energy here because we're looking towards the future. We're like, okay, well, this is where I see things going. Do you see things going that way as well? And they're like, yeah. So we're connecting here on a really amazing soul level. We have the same, you know, goals in mind here. We have the same type of connection. We have the same feelings for each other. So we're connecting, and it's almost like a reconciliation. So if things have been tough, if you weren't together for one reason or another, or again, if you went out with somebody like and then you never heard from them again, and now this person's showing back up here, they're showing back up very strong with some goal orientation here. Like, I want to date you, I want to be with you, I'm seeing this for the long term. So somebody could be coming back in, maybe an earth sign, and, you know, poking at you and being like, hey, what's going on here? And the King of Wands is really, to me, communicating feelings as well. If it's not a sign that's showing up here very strongly, this is the need to communicate our passions, need to communicate a strong, passionate feeling. So again, if this isn't you, this is somebody else that wants to communicate this to you. You could be trying to figure out, you know, where your relationship is going and communicating your feelings, communicating, you know, your emotions here, communicating, you know, where you see this going and trying to reconcile, because you want things to be easier, because things are a little bit more clearly here. Swords is your energy here, so that's good, because, you know, we're taking a rest, we're taking a break, and because of that, we're seeing things clearly, we're seeing things in a better light, and we're able to, you know, take some concrete steps forward, and just feel like a sense of ease here. Fours are always, you know, let your hair down, have a sense of ease here, relax, you know, maybe don't hold on so tight, but just, there's almost like a need for pause and recollection. And that's nice because we get the Six of Cups, which is reconciliation. There's a pause and reconciliation. Pause where we think about where this is going, and then we're communicating our true feelings here. Very passionate energy. The Five of Cups at the middle of the week, to me, can indicate if we were dissatisfied with the way things are. Again, if you're in a relationship, I'm getting for some of you, you might be kind of disappointed with the February 14th crap that's going on. You might be like, oh, Valentine's Day, like, this is what you wanted to do, this is what you wanted, like, okay, whatever. So you can feel a little bit disappointed there, but it doesn't seem like it's a bad thing. The Five of Cups to me is saying that, you know, So again, some of you guys might be a little bit disappointed, but it doesn't seem like you're holding on to it. It does seem like whatever comes in after that is a lot of passion, a lot of fun, sexy time. So again, whether you're in a relationship or not, we're having a good time by the end of the week. We're feeling really secure. We're having some new beginnings here. Page of Coins offers us something new, maybe some money, or, you know, for me, we're talking about something we're solidly, you know, trying to move forward in a relationship here. We're adding some type of security, some type of sustenance here. The Page of Coins offers sustenance. He offers like a seed to grow here. So I will say, if you guys are getting physical by the end of the week, watch out, because sometimes with the 8 of Wands, the 10 of Coins, you know, that's rods of passion. Rods of passion. This is 10 of Coins, which is home and family, and the Page of Coins could be a child. So be careful of that. If that's something that you don't want, but if it is something that you want, it does seem like you would have a lot of fun times that could end up creating a new life. However, to me, this is also just saying, you know, we're entering this new phase here. The Wheel of Fortune is turning. I mean, it is at the center of your reading as well. So it's saying that, you know, your fortune is changing in love. We're entering a new phase here. There is definitely a sense of newness, a sense of a new chapter coming in. Any sort of disconnection that we felt, you know, we're taking those 2 cups, you know, even though this doesn't really show a lot of cups in this reading, they're finding a way through. They're finding a way to connect. You might feel like left out for a second, but it's like, oh, I get it now. There's more connection. There's communication here. There's communication through this. So even if you're feeling kind of down and out and unhappy with your love life or your situation for one reason or another this week, it does seem like the Wheel of Fortune is turning, giving us a ton more options if we're single, especially maybe an earth sign. It doesn't have to be an earth sign, but somebody that could be younger than you, or again, somebody that just has something real to offer here, because the Page of Coins is the seed of something real to offer. He's better than the other pages in terms of love, in my opinion, because he has something real to offer, and he really does want to start something with you. And it might even start as friends and then move towards something more. But this person is genuinely interested in you, genuinely wants to build something with you, has genuine passion, and wants to take it here to the 10 of Coins. So again, you could be feeling very comfortable, secure, impassioned, emboldened by the end of the week in terms of love. It does feel like a real a shift in love here. So really a lot of beautiful energy for you this week in terms of love, in terms of your general reading. So nice. Let's get some, let's get a Romance Angel, or Romance Angel Oracle card here, my Doreen Virtue deck. Message for love for my Libras. Message for love for my Libras from the Romance Angels. What do they need to know this week? What will help my Libras, or what do they need to know in terms of their love lives this week? Singles, couples, relationships. Reconciliation. How crazy is that, guys? Reconciliation. And we got that 6 of Cups, which is, you know, the typical reconciliation card, or it felt very reconciliation based. So let's see. I do like this deck. The one thing I won't get into that right now. Maybe I'll talk about that in a different video. I don't like this imagery as much. I wish they were all the older paintings, because some of these like crazy like Fabio style pictures are kind of funny to me, but whatever. Someone from your past is returning to your life. This card indicates that an ex-lover may be re-entering your life. The first person you think of is likely who it will be. The purpose of this reconciliation is to achieve healing and closure with respect to your past. You will understand more about yourself and see your relationship patterns more clearly. You'll also take responsibility for the role which you played in the relationship's drama, which will free you from any tyranny and unforgiveness. Reconciliations are ultimately about taking care of unfinished business. This card could also possibly mean making peace with a family member or friend. Each relationship is a sacred learning experience, so be open to this reunion's lessons and blessings. Ultimately, all healings help your love life and every other part of your world. So again, some of you guys are experiencing reconciliations in a big way this week. I feel like somebody's coming back in very strong, and it's like Libra. I think this is coming up for a lot of the signs. Like, a lot of people are coming up. Maybe it's because it's Valentine's Day, and they're like, I feel like somebody's going to come in and be like, Libra, listen, like, I still love you. I want to be with you. I haven't stopped thinking about you. Like, let's get back together. And you might reconcile with them, or you might say, listen, we're just friends. Let's friend zone this. Let's see what advice from Spirit, advice from your higher selves, advice from Spirit. What will help my Libras this week? What do they need to know in terms of advice? What will help them? God, you guys have such a powerful energy this week, and that's why. Skull of Flowers, creating through the ashes. Big energy. I mean, remember that the Lovers is at the middle of your, that was at the center of your energy. the Lovers and the Five of Cups. So again, I feel like we're making a choice to leave something in the past and really open ourselves up to what those other two cups or whatever the world is offering us at this time. But anyways, let me continue with this. Skull of Flowers. Okay, to blossom and bloom, the work must be done through fire and ashes. Our fortune comes, creating through the ashes. Sometimes we wish for a life different from the one we have, and that can mean radical change. Sometimes to have that new life, everything falls apart to make it so, and that can be uncomfortable. We may lose our relationships, or they may change. We might lose a job, have to move house, or become ill. All big events that lead to a reassessment of the how of our lives. The Skull of Flowers illustrates that there is a sureness and yet rawness to creating again. And starting afresh. Sometimes the universe gives us a blank slate to work from so we can build what we really want rather than just settling for less. The Skull of Flowers celebrates not just a kind of phoenix energy, but an energy of success and full bloom through adversity. Actually, Taurus also got a very phoenix-centric type of reading here. So check out their reading if you have any placements or you're reading for a Taurus in your life. But there's a lot of repeating cards and messages this week. It's been a really powerful time of the year lately, so check out your readings for your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Thank you, Libra, so much for all of your support. I hope you guys have a wonderful week and that this reading was able to give you some insight into what's coming in for you this week and how best to deal with it. Do check out your monthlies. Do check out your weeklies for your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus and your 2019 to 2020 reading. And again, guys, if you want to book a private reading, it's $6 for any love reading booked in February. $6 off of any love reading that you book in February for subscribers. And all the information on booking a reading with me is right below this video in my description box. Thank you guys so much and have a wonderful week.